I want to talk to you about so many things. I want to talk about King Richard. I want to talk to you about this memoir.
Yes.
Will. It is named Will because obviously your name is Will, but also it shows the every high, every low, and the sheer will that it took you to become who you are.
Yes, sir.
I love the name. And I love the book.
Thank you, man.
This is. Did you know you were writing this when you started writing this?
No, you know, it was. You never know what it's going to be. This is my first time of never, written any. I've written music, but I've never written, a book before. So it was the first time. So it's terrifying. And I worked with Mark Manson, and he did a really great job of guiding me through this process. But
it's so good.
I bled on that thing right there, man.
You really did, bud. I mean, you told every story. I mean, I was
in Philly. We call that putting your business in the street.
Yeah. That's what you did, right? You definitely did. I mean, you talk about everything. You talk about relationships and the career in Hollywood, and then you talk about a lot about your dad.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. Which is does it feel odd to talk about it now?
That was a big part of getting the freedom to talk about it. My father passed in 2016. Wow. And somehow after he passed, I got free. There were things I just never would have talked about from my childhood,
right.
While he was alive. My father was, the greatest man I've ever known, but he also had some issues. It was really a double-edged sword. And just those experiences didn't fit into the narrative of Will Smith. So it was, after he passed, and I guess I felt like I had suffered enough in my life that I could give advice. It feels like you can't give advice until you've earned it.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was in a place in my life where I had reflected enough, and I had healed enough things, I had experienced enough things that I felt that it would have some value of what I would say.
You couldn't have written this 10 years ago.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Just the amount of reflection on my life, and even in the process of reading, in the process of writing, it's really great to actually have to go back through and look at your life. And there's so many things that we all have that we refuse to look at, we refuse to talk about. Our family acts like it never happened,
Trust me, I'm Irish.
Yeah.
Every Thanksgiving, you're like, hey, we're cool, right?
You're like, hey, Jimmy, what's that under the rug? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just leave that there. Just put your drink on it. You right?
Exactly right. But once you do it,
it is so liberating. It's so liberating to be able to just put down the character, and to be able to go out into the world and just live authentically as you are.
I think it makes you enjoy what you did even more, to know what struggles you've been through. Everyone has a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody does. And so you go, oh man, you must have had a blast. You were doing that. And you go, yeah, I did. I had fun. And it's honestly, you talk about the first time you heard your song on the radio.
Yes, exactly.
It's those moments you're like, we've never experienced, the Roots have, but I have not experienced my song on the radio.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
The thing you hear when you hear your song on the radio for the first time, because you've heard it yourself, 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And then the idea, I remember I was in my father's shop, and it was a record called Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble. It was our first record. Yeah. And I remember seeing a guy go past in his car listening to the record. I heard it on the radio because it was on my station inside, and it was like, it's in the world. It's in the world now. And it's like, it is such a beautiful feeling. But, I talked about it in the book. What happened is I had told my mother, my mother graduated from Carnegie Mellon, and she was dead serious about education. And in her mind, if you didn't have an education, you were dead, you did it wrong. You can't survive in this world without an education, So when I told my mother that I wasn't going to college, it was like the worst thing that I ever, because I was going to do hippity hop, I was going to do hippity hop. My mother, she worked for the school board of Philadelphia, and we couldn't say ain't in our house. You know, I remember one time I was running out and I screamed to my friends, "Yo, where y'all gonna be at?" And my mother said, hopefully they gonna be behind that preposition. You know?
That's exactly right.
You know, so when I told her I wasn't going to college because I wanted to rap, you know, it was really...
She doesn't know you're gonna be Will Smith.
Yeah. She had no idea, and you know,
Wow.
so my father's let me have a year. So I had a year that I could go try to do rap music, and then after that, I was gonna have to go to college. And within that year, we won the first Grammy ever given to a rap artist.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man.
I know, yeah.
I love it. It's honestly, it's awesome.
Take that, Mom.
Yeah, no, that's not the point.
I thought that's what you were saying.
That's not the point.
That's not the point.
But I want to. I saw a clip of you talking with Oprah.
Yeah.
And it was, and she said, "This is the best memoir, the greatest memoir she's ever read."
Yes. She said in her life, too.
Yeah.
You missed it.
Thank you, Ann. Don't be humble.
No, I'm just saying, if you gonna quote Miss Oprah, quote her correctly.
That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, to have Oprah Winfrey say that.
Yeah, no, when Oprah is like the book lady of the world.
Yeah.
So when Oprah likes your book,
yeah.
people listen.
And
so
she doesn't make it up either. She wouldn't say that.
She would never say that. You know, she got me crying. You know, she made
She's
me
good.
cry.
Like, yeah, she's a pro.
And I saw my book, and she had it marked up. She literally had
the Post-it notes.
all the Post-it
Yeah, I saw
notes
that too.
inside the book, and it was you know.
It's a little different than my book. But
Yeah,
I took all mine out.
Yeah.
I took all the Post-it notes
You took them out because you didn't like how it would look on camera to see all the Post-it notes.
Exactly.
You thought it was unprofessional for Miss Oprah to have all those Post-it notes
correct.
on camera.
Yeah, that's why I took it out of my book.
What was your favorite part of the book, Jimmy?
Downloading it on Audible. It's the best. It's so good. Oh my God. When we come back, I want to talk about your new movie, King Richard. More with Will Smith, everybody.
Hey, hey.